Alright, here we are for round one. So, as I was waiting for the round to start, I reread Great Betrayal and determined that it was not as good as I thought it was. So I tried to put in Rites of Reaping, and I was working on taking a snip and forgot to submit my deck. So it's not in the main, but we will certainly sideboard it in. Unless, of course, we find it to be fruitful, which I don't think we will. This seems like a great hand. Turn 2 Dagger Drum, turn 3 Sewer Shambler. So we're going to keep this. We have a Roboback Rhino to Scavenge onto, which should be great. I mean, over the next couple of turns, our best draws are land Corpse Jackmans. That would just be great. Alright, we did step 1. We did step 1 quite well. We do have a Giant Growth to gain some extra life off our Daggledrome Imp. Oh no! I'm sorry, it's a Arrestor. Sure. Seems good. Seems good. That's okay, we'll get to play our Sewer Shambler, and hopefully he won't have something to detain it, and we can maybe block and get our Shambler into the yard, where he belongs. Which sets up a Roboback Rhino quite nicely. And the Roboback Rhino cannot be detained, which is quite nice. Alright, so he's just gonna detain everything. That's fine. This is nice. Our Dagger Drum matches up against his Sky Knight quite nicely, especially since we've got Giant Growth in hand. So I'll just take 2 here. Not a big deal. Probably should have done this before playing land, but we'll Grizzly Salvage and see what we got. Sewer Shambler, Lotleth Troll, Golgari Decoy. So we're clearly taking Lotleth Troll here, and we'll forego the rest of this. Okay. This kind of asks him to have an answer for a Lotleth Troll right away, because it'll get very large very quickly otherwise. Don't think I'm going to attack with the Imp. It seems better just to leave it back to potentially trade with the Sky Knight. Again, I would love to trade off my Shambler for his Arrestor, but let's see if he follows up with another thing that detains my stuff. Make me sad. Make me very sad. He does not. That's great. Come on, attack. Sure. We'll gladly block. Interesting. Alright. So let's do some scavenging. And then here I'm going to attack with, yeah, I'll attack with both. Because I've got I can regenerate the Troll, or I can Giant Growth the Imp. Dramatic Rescue. Zordius Charm. Okay. Seems fine. A little annoying. That's going to be very good against my Scavenge guys. Next turn I think I'm just going to play the Rhino and then start scavenging onto him. forgot how annoying this card is. It turns an Alpha Strike into way worse than an Alpha Strike, and also has the downside of killing your next draw step, so... Ooh, he's gonna get to detain my troll? Okay. Okay. Seems good. Sure. I will allow it. Dagger Drum, Powder Sprites. I'm just gonna play the Rhino here since I can play my Imp and Scavenge onto the Rhino next turn. Start going to town on that thing. And still leave this thing back to threaten to block one of these guys. I mean, drawing a land would be nice, because then I can also keep up giant growth. Should not be the worst thing in the world. Just to make sure I see, attacking or blocking creature. That'll be good to remember. That will be good to remember. Perfect. Sewer Shambler onto my Roboback Rhino. Okay. Come in with everybody. The Imp. And we'll pass the turn. We have some sort of shenanigans here. Bluster Squall. Okay. Unless you've got some sort of overrun effect, I think I'm still in pretty good shape here. I don't know that there's an overrun effect that actually kills me here. It's like even if he plays Mountain, and then the Trumpet Blast effect, overloaded, Dyna Charge, still only gets me for 9. And I can scavenge this onto something if I want to. It does have a million cards in hand. An extra 2 damage. Paralyzing Grasp, sure. Anything else? Vassal Soul. Alright. Huh. Okay. So 5, 6, 7. Just one more green mana would have been nice. Well, let's just come in with everybody and see what he's got. If he chooses not to block, I just win. One time. Damn. Alright, well, we won't show him giant growth. Ugh, that Golgari charm would be so good here. Yeah. Alright. So we're definitely bringing in the aerial predation. Rites of Reaping seems good against his creatures. Definitely taking out Great Betrayal. The decoy seems really slow. I definitely don't want to be bringing in tokens just because of his bounce spells. What might be good though? What's this thing do again? Oh yeah, no, that one's not good. Mind Rat's okay. But we'll just bring in the aerial predation. I think that we're going to have to be racing to some extent, so Rites of Reaping is not exactly where we want to be. God, yeah, I wish I had reread this thing and not just skimmed over the part where it was not, it had to not be under my control. I would much rather have this thing in my main deck than this thing. If we had more kill spells, this might be fine, but we are removal light for sure. For sure. Which is the Scavenge 7. Yes, I would love to play first. I'll keep this. Not the best, but okay. I am probably going to get to, just because he's got so many instants, or I assume he's got so many instants and like shenanigans. I'm probably going to get to dome him for a couple of points with this death rate. Arrested here. Hopefully he doesn't follow it up with the Sky Knight. Ooh, Doorkeeper, okay. Let's see if he's silly enough to block. I think saving my Giant Growth is well, this does get both a creature and an instant into the yard, and I still have another Giant Growth, so gets rid of a pesky blocker. This thing is really awkward sitting in my hand. This is definitely the kind of card you want to be sending to the graveyard. Is he gonna fall for it? This will be nice because we can actually discard our Terrace Worm if we so desire. We may not. Yeah. And then in the turn we'll probably just eat our own Giant Growth to do 2 to them. I think racing them is going to be pretty important here, and damaging them seems much more important than gaining us some life. Azorius Arrestor? Sky Knight? Something else equally annoying, Paralyzing Grasp perhaps? Very Imposter, sure. Returning Vassal Soul? And then we're just going to replay a Vassal Soul. Interesting. If you weren't going to attack with this, I don't... It seems odd not to attack first, but... What do I know? Right, if you weren't going to block with this last time. For 2 damage. And... creatures. And yeah, we'll gain some life and we'll take down a Fairy Imposter. Seems fine. Not the best trade in the world. Giant growth for a Fairy Imposter. But keeping his board clear seems good. And my troll can just keep attacking through Vassal Soul all day long, which is nice. My opponent can just be ballsy and attack with Vassal Soul. That's always an option they have. Aerial Predation. He doesn't have 6 mana for the 3/4 flash thing. I suppose he could have an Azorius Charm, but he's got it, he's got it. Three, 4 mana. Hussar Patrol. Okay, okay. Just gonna regenerate my Lotleth Troll. Not really in any hurry to fire off this aerial predation. Like, odds are he's got some bigger flyers that I'm probably more scared of. Like Deathstrike Shaman is going to clear his yard pretty soon and give me some life. Just doesn't quite keep pace with his 4 damage a turn, but he's probably not attacking anyway. Sky Knight, sure. Detaining. Dagger Drone. Okay. Just fire it off now. And then this again. Ooh, Gerard's Orders. That's kind of perfect. So I could do like Sewer Shambler, and or Drag Mangler, Sewer Shambler. I could attack with the Troll. Does have a Zorius Charm up though. Corpse Jack Menace into our hand and Sewer Shambler into our yard, I guess. Yeah. That seems okay. And then we can eat. Because I really don't want to run into an Azorius Charm. Ooh, it's a Guildgate. Okay. Really don't want to run into an Azorius Charm. And if he attacks, I may just attack the Daggerdrome Imp and see if he blocks, because if he chooses to like Azorius Charm, stupid 1/1, and then I just get to replay it next turn, that's not the worst thing in the world. Because next turn I'm going to play this Corpse Jack Menace no matter what, so I'm not scavenging onto anything. Ooh, Void Wielder, okay. Targeting Daggerdrome Imp. Seems legit. Sure. Now, this is interesting. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to discard Daggerdrome Imp and Terra Swarm to the Lotleth Troll. And then I'll block the Hussar Patrol. Now that he's tapped out. Gerard's orders. Take it to 6. We'll get in for a 3 point of damage. This represents lethal. My opponent doesn't block something. Sure. And then any spell off the top of my deck, or any instant or sorcery off the top of my deck that I can cast, kills him. Regardless of what else happens. Any instant or sorcery he chooses to cast kills him. Regardless of what else happens. And bam. What you got? Yeah, alright. So that went much better. Did we see anything else that we care about? Didn't see any artifacts we care about. Could bring in our Druid's Deliverance, because he is kind of aggressive, but only mildly so. I might bring in this Rites of Reaping. And I think I'm going to take out this Guild maybe. I could take out a giant growth. Giant growth doesn't seem particularly good. I mean, it's fine with my trampler. Actually, what am I saying? This card is great. But being able to kill something seems like it's going to be relevant. Sure. I probably should have had that in last game. Ooh. So I think I'm going to keep this. If we hit a black mana in the next couple draw steps with golden, or we could hit that dreaded triple green that we talked about. But we've got the aerial predation to kill whatever nonsense he's got coming next turn. And like not having a creature this turn actually blanks a Sky Knight if we so choose to do so. The question is, do I just fire off the aerial predation now? I think I want to see if he's got something more threatening. If he's got a Vassal Soul or something, I'll predation that. Just replace the Doorkeeper then. Yeah, there we go. Kill that. Not like this. Not like this. Sure. My opponent is also stuck on lands here, much to their chagrin, I am sure. So we can trample over their Doorkeeper if we so desire. Would like to hit a swamp at some point. Perfect. Right on time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One away from Terrace Worm. I'm just going to play the Sewer Shambler and Giant Growth this thing if he blocks. Kind of glad I didn't have to waste the Giant Growth on a stupid Doorkeeper. Yep. Let me tell you something about Doorkeeper plus a Scavenge deck. Without any white mana, you're gonna have to have a lot of Void Wielders to keep me from scavenging here. If he blocks, I'll just do I kill the Doorkeeper? Is it better to Grizzly Salvage and then Sewer Shambler? I think I'll just play the Terrace Worm. Like if he ends up holding up white mana for Azorius Charm or something for my Terrace Worm, then I'll just attack with these two. He's hitting all of my rhinos, no! Alright, so I take it back, Doorkeeper. You're doing work against my Scavenge deck. You are doing work. Yeah, now my opponent has some deciding to do. They want to run things out. They want to hold back their white mana to do shenanigans. This is probably not the land they were hoping for. It's got to be a Void Wielder. Ooh, Skywatch. Okay. That's good. That is good. I'm just going to fire off the Giant Growth here. And we're going to Grizzly Salvage main phase. In case we hit something sweet. Okay. So, got 6 damage in the bin with Deathrite Shaman. Ooh, 7 damage in the bin. Or sorry, 8 damage in the bin since we got Gerard's orders. So I think I'm going to take Deathrite Shaman here. This seems correct. Okay. Cast Deathrite. Cast Sewer Shambler. And then pass the turn. So next turn I can Scavenge Dredge Beetles if I want to, and still have up a mana for Deathrite Shaman. So I Scavenge onto my Trampler, or I could Scavenge onto one of my Sewer Shamblers if I just want to make it more evenly distributed, because this then becomes a really good target for him to just bounce, and then he could offer to trade a Skywatch for my big Shambler if he wants. Let's see. Worst case scenario, he has Azorius Charm to bounce Terrace Worm. He blocks Skywatch on the Shambler that I Scavenge onto. And then he blocks a Fairy Imposter onto the other Sewer Shambler. Takes 3, 4, 5. Next turn he takes another 2 down to 3, and he's gotta have a creature for the Monitor. Yeah, because, well, I guess if I draw land, then I'll also have Giant Growth and Deathrite Shaman up. So I could get in an extra 3 next turn. Fortunately, I'm under a bit of a clock here, so I can't just sit back on Deathrite forever. But if he attacks with both, then he has to have another. Oh no, he played a land for the turn, so he has to have like a Paralyzing Grasp and an Azorius Charm. And then he still takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That leaves him to Deathrite. Dead to Deathrite the turn after, or I could just leave Giant Growth in hand and then Deathrite him twice. Alright, so my opponent has 4 cards in hand, so they've got like a million options available to them. I don't blame them for thinking this one through, because this is a pretty interesting spot to be. If they attack with both of them, I'll be very surprised though. Okay. No fear, I guess. Some fear. A modest amount of fear. A healthy amount of fear, would you say? Nope, no fear. None. 0 zilch. If he does have Void Wielder, then that bounces Terra Swarm. I only get in for probably block a Sewer Shambler, so I get in for 5, put him to 5. Let's see, he could have the 3/4 flyer. In which case, using the Deathrite Shaman for damage leaves me in pretty bad shape. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No Drudge Beetle onto a Shambler. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I got a bounce spell now. Is it Static Caster? Okay. That's unfortunate. I think I'll Giant Growth this now, though. Just cancel. He hasn't used the Static Caster's ability yet. Okay, now do I just get to win? I think I just get to win. Because even if he manages to bounce another creature, that's 8 damage, 9, 10 right there. Yep. That was a really cool game. Wow. Yeah, that came down to the wire. If I hadn't had that Giant Growth in hand, this game would have been much more challenging to finish out. Let's see, he Static Casters away. Oh no, he's still dead if I do that. Yeah, because he has to have another bounce spell. Like, the only way he wins is if he Static Casters away those 2 things and then he bounces one of my other guys, because this is 8 damage, 9, 10 right there. So he has to have something else, regardless. The Static Caster wasn't going to do it anyway. But that was a good game. That was pretty sweet. So on to round 2.